Contiki, Contiki, Contiki. So you guys want to know a little bit more about Contiki. I'm going to share my Contiki experience. So I did Contiki in March 2016, and it was the Winter Wanderer tour. I had Joao as our bus driver and Magdi as our tour manager, and they were both fantastic. So basically I'm just going to rapid fire through like basically all the days that we did. I think it was a 24-day tour, and it goes by real quick, so keep up. So we meet up in London. Make sure you're prepared though. You're going to need all your documents, all your travel gear, your passport, etc. Sort out insurance, all of that. So this is the first time that you're obviously going to meet the other people on the tour. Great way to become acquaintances with them, see if you have anything in common like sports and music and why you're traveling, where you're from, blah blah blah. So this is done basically the night before of the morning that you go out. Then the next morning you basically rock up to the same spot, get on the bus, get to the ferry, and off you go. The ferry trip wasn't very long. I can't remember exactly, but it was like less than a couple hours or something. I don't know. It's only like Dover to Calais, like super quick, just across the French Channel. Obviously you get to see the cliffs of Dover, the white cliffs of Dover. Very pretty, very pretty. And boom, you're in France, Paris. I'll just say it like that, Paris. So on the first night we had the included Paris by night sightseeing tour, which was okay. It wasn't the best weather, it was raining, it was very hard to see out of the bus. That is one of the things that you've got to remember, that you're not getting out of the bus and going to all these places, all these icons, the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre, Champs-Élysées, the Eiffel Tower. You're not actually going to those places. You do that the following day. But you're just seeing Paris by night through the bus, which for us was drizzly rain running down the window, so it was very hard to get good. You couldn't get any good pictures or anything, but it was still cool. It was still cool. Also a positive, we had dinner included at the hotel, so that is always positive. Good first night to really meet everyone and get to know people and enjoy some wine. The first bunch of wine that you get to have on this trip, and it's not going to be the last. So day 2, obviously brekkie is included. We jumped onto the coach and headed straight to the Eiffel Tower. It was absolutely freezing this day. Like, I know obviously I went to like Switzerland and everything after this, and that was in the snow, but I don't know, Paris, like especially once you got on the Eiffel Tower, we only got to the 2nd floor because of the top floor was closed due to safety reasons. You know, it was a bit too icy and cold. I've never been colder in my life. I know I'm from Australia, from Adelaide, but we can get pretty cold here as well. You're gonna get pretty much a whole bunch of free time on this day. So what I did, my mate and I, Michael, we went to the Arc de Triomphe and climbed that, got to the top and saw the most ridiculous roundabout in the world. Like, you could never see me on that roundabout. That's screwed. Because you have a whole bunch of free time, like, we decided to go see a soccer match. We saw PSG versus Montpellier, and unfortunately it ended 0-0, but it was still a really cool experience and stunning stadium. We decided not to do the cabaret show because it was expensive. It's expensive. I'm sure, like, I've heard a lot of people say that it was the best night of the tour, so don't let my opinion stop you from doing it. That is part of Contiki's deal, you know, like, no regrets, do every inclusion, and I do recommend that. But at least we got a head start on having some beers before the rest. This is the first night that you're gonna properly be able to experience the party scene in Paris, and it's a really fun night. Enjoy it. So day 3, we're off to Switzerland. Day 3 was pretty much just a whole bunch of traveling. At least we had great views, driving through the Swiss mountains and everything. It was really nice. The downfall, when we arrived to the Swiss hotel in Lucerne, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, and we did end up finding out, Magdi, our tour manager, told us that it was the most expensive hotel for them to book, just because things in Switzerland are just like pristine, like they're the premium. You got to pay so much more for, you know, not often what you expect. But it was fine. Like it's just a place to sleep, and it's a lot better than what some other tours might be, so I can't complain. So day 4, this is where things got a bit interesting for my tour. I woke up this morning in Switzerland in a pretty average, crummy hotel, and I thought, oh, I'm just gonna check my my travel card, see how much money I've got left on there. Couldn't really remember exactly how much I'd spent the previous night, or the other previous night in Paris, and I opened the app and everything, and to see that all my money was gone, pretty much gone. I had about just under 2 grand Australian in there, and it was pretty much gone. It was like, check the transactions, there's bits and pieces like 500 euros, 500 pounds, 200 pounds, just being directly deposited into Bank de France, obviously Bank of France, and so someone was able to skim my travel card or something while I was in France, and yeah, pretty unfortunate, but luckily I had my best mate, he had my back, and he was able to assist me with a lot of finances and basically pay for my included, like all my extra optionals that I wanted to do. Obviously paid him back as soon as I could. But yeah, it was a hard thing to deal with. My heart just sunk, and I thought, crap, I'm on the other side of the world, like, and I've got all this money that's just disappeared. I did still have like my Australian bank card, but man, have you seen like bank fees and stuff for international purchases? Ridiculous. I didn't really want to eat into that. That was kind of like my security money, but so after I got that out of my system, and that shocking morning, we went to Mount Pilatus, which was stunning, beautiful. It was amazing. Like, I'd never seen views like that before. So I don't know what to do with my hair. I just got out of the shower like 20 minutes ago, and don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, but yeah, the views were absolutely breathtaking, like quite literally, yup, pretty high. So, plus we had fondue for lunch, which was awesome, just trying different cheeses and breads and stuff, and obviously got to chuck in a beer with that as well. So day 5, we went to, I think, Lyon. This was a full day of travel. We arrived at like 3:30 in the afternoon. We had a bunch of free time, and then it was dinner time basically. I believe this night was a get your own dinner, and then you got picked up from a set point to head back to the hotel. Day 6, we drove through the Pyrenees Mountains to get to Barcelona. We had our included dinner, we had a tour of the Gothic quarters, really cool, and we had to make our way back using public transport, which was interesting, but it's fun, it's what you do. Day 7, in Barcelona, we checked out the Sagrada de Familia, which is beautiful, beautiful church that is obviously still under construction and probably won't be done until like 2070 or something like that. We had free time. You could go to the Plaza de Catalunya, I think I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully, and La Rambla, which is like their most popular street for tourism, I guess, and a whole bunch of shopping and everything that you want, food, restaurants, everything. And then pretty much the highlight of the night, we had a flamenco show with awesome sangria. You're in Spain and you're watching a flamenco show, drinking sangria. It was pretty cool. And then it was party time at Port Olympico. And day 8, heading to the Riviera. This was a long day of travel. We did get to relax in Nice, where I believe I tried my first snails, and they were quite good, quite good. And unfortunately in Nice, it's like sunny like 80% of the time, so soaked up some not much needed sun in the Europe winter. Just between you and I, it's got nothing on the Australian beaches. Guys, I'm going to continue this probably tomorrow, so I'll probably have different clothes on, and don't get freaked out. I'll see you guys for day 9. And we're back, guys. thanks for bearing with me. This isn't the same room, is it? Oh well. Day 9. So day 9 was at the Riviera. We had a lot of free time, got to explore the streets. It was great food. And then that night we got to dress up and go to the Monte Carlo Casino, which is like something else. Like, you've never seen more Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and stuff like that at the front of one spot. Like, it was really cool to see. And obviously I couldn't spend too much money there, if any, if I remember, because of the issue in Switzerland. But anyway, still enjoyed myself. Great time. Day 10. Off to Florence with a little stopover in Pisa, obviously to see the Leaning Tower. This place was touristy as... I can't say I got any of those touristy photos holding up the tower like so, or you know, whatever. I just took a photo of the tower because I'm not fun. We had an awesome regional dinner that night, and we also decided not to do the space disco. I don't think, like, barely any of the group did it, and I've seen videos and everything of other groups doing it. It looks pretty fun, and I'd say do it. I probably would have done it if I had my money, but you know, it is what it is. We actually found we went to like an arcade game place with like bowling and different arcade games and all this stuff, and it was so much fun. Had drinks there. Okay guys, I can no longer do hand motions for which day it is, so you're just gonna have to listen to me. Day 11. So it was pretty cool that we got to spend 2 days in Rome, because it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like walking into an open air museum. Like, everything is just like, there's so much cultural relevance and just blows you away. Also, the gelato was delicious. For me, the Colosseum was slightly underwhelming, very busy, as you could expect. It was a beautiful day, sunny, everyone wants to come see the Colosseum. And the same goes for the Trevi Fountain. It was pretty cool. We actually had a couple in our group get engaged there, so that was cute. And this is also where our group photo was taken. Day 12, the second day in Rome. We had another guided tour, as we did on the previous day, which I forgot to mention. And you kind of do need two different tours because there's just so much to see in this place. Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's Basilica, yeah. And then we had free time. Day 13 was a long day of travel. We're heading to Venice and got to the hotel pretty late, had dinner, went to bed, I think. I can't remember. Day 14 was a little bit more exciting though in Venice. It's absolutely stunning city. Like, the fact that it has no cars, it's just like bridges and bicycles, and it was probably the most beautiful place I saw on the trip, in my opinion. Bridges, canals, delicious food, but a few too many pigeons. You want to get lost in this city. And the gondola ride was something else. It was so beautiful. This is where you also could get your trip t-shirts, which unfortunately I didn't do because of the money, but I would have loved to have had it. We had an awesome design, and yeah, it's a really good thing to remember your trip by. Day 15, we headed to Vienna in Austria. So this was a long day of travel once again, but a lot of great sights along the way. So I really liked Vienna. Got to dress up and go to a Mozart and Strauss concert. It was really cool. Had a little bit of champagne, and yeah, it was a great dinner as well. And day 16 in Vienna was pretty much just like a full free time day, and then we got to go to the Schnapps Museum, which was really cool. In fact, actually, a little story. My friend that I went there with, I thought he played this a bit better than what I did. We got to the Schnapps Museum and they were lining up a whole bunch of different Schnapps shots, so literally like 20 different flavours, anything you could think of, and I had 1 or 2 shots and decided to let people in and have their shot, and he decided to stick to the counter and absolutely down like 7 shots in a row, and he had a good time, and he was a lot smarter than the rest of us because it was all like, it was $7 for the tour, and then I guess for the tastings, and you know, $7 or so to enjoy some delicious snaps was pretty good. Day 17 to Munich. On the way to Munich, we stopped off at the Mauthausen concentration camp, which was a very sobering experience. It was really cool to see what's left of it. Our Contiki group manager got quite emotional about it when she was talking to us what to expect with it, and obviously just because she's European heritage, and yeah, so really got us going for that trip. Then we got back on the bus and stopped in Munich, day 18, literally just like a whole day of travel. It was pretty crappy, but it's Contiki. You gotta get somewhere on a bus. So day 19 in Prague. Get your camera ready for some Gothic architecture. It's pretty sick. Prague was really cool because they got like their own currency, and usually for beers and alcohol, whatever, food, you get a lot more for your dollar. Like, we stayed at a very nice restaurant. It was a 4.5 or 5-star restaurant, and like they gave us iPads all to order on, and then we got, I think, a main meal and dessert with a drink, and that literally came to like 22 Australian dollars or something like that. Something ridiculously good. Would go back, recommend. Also, the nuclear bunker tour was pretty cool. It was really two funny guys. Day 20, heading back to Germany, going to Berlin. We also saw Dresden and had some dinner. In day 21 in Berlin, we had a great local tour guide show us around the place. Yeah, it was so knowledgeable. Would recommend, definitely tip this guy. If you're going to tip anyone, you should be tipping all you guides, but tip this guy. He knew his stuff. Then we finally got to experience the beer house in Germany, and my mate, once again, not a little story, he managed to get out of the place without paying for his meal. Sneakily. So he managed to get out of there without paying for his meal. They actually had one or two of their staff members in the place trying to run after us and say who's the one that didn't pay, because obviously it didn't quite add up on their end. But the bus was leaving, and he said, "Sorry, I've got to go. Bus is leaving. Bye-bye." I'm a little bit jealous because that meal was very expensive, because the 1 litre Steins, they were like 22 Australian bucks or so. And of course, you're not just gonna have one. So day 22, we got to Amsterdam. So this was basically just a big travel day. We had dinner at the hotel, and then we actually got a little surprise live sex show, which was interesting. And yeah, it's an interesting experience. So day 23, we're wrapping up now. Full day of free time in Amsterdam. Amsterdam is your oyster. Do what you will. Have some cheese, go to the coffee shops, maybe purchase a space cake. I don't condone. And finally, day 24. This is the final day. We say our goodbyes, and you can either get a transport to the airport there in Amsterdam, or you can get a transport there to London, I believe. And yeah, but that wasn't our go. We still had to, we went back to Barcelona for some unfinished business. Anyway, that's it, guys. That is my experience of Contiki and my rundown of the Winter Wanderer in March 2016. It was a great time. I would do recommend. Just got dark. And in concluding, I would just say, do Contiki. If you've never done it before, it's a great place to meet so many new people. You seriously can create some of the best bonds with these guys. Experience so many new experiences and party. Like it's a party tour, and you don't have to party, but it's kind of like, it's recommended. Everyone else is pretty much there to party, so, but you just do you. You just do you. Alright guys, that is me done, and I am out. See you guys in the next one.